From director Curry Barker comes Obsession, not to be confused with a film from like 2 years ago called Obsession, or a film from 40 years ago, 50 years ago called Obsession by Brian De Palma. This is Curry Barker's Obsession. This is a new horror film, and boy, did it work for me. This is one where I saw the initial trailer and I'm like, yeah, this just looks like another dumb modern horror movie. And then people I trust started saying, this is really good, or this is really intense, or there's a lot of surprises. You should really watch this. So I went to watch it, and what do you know? People I trust were correct. So the deal with Obsession is a little something like this. Guy in his 20s, I think. I don't think he's in high school. I think he's post-high school. Guy in his 20s who is infatuated with a coworker, a friend he's known through school since he was a kid, really wants to tell her he's into her, really nervous. He's super, super tightly wound. He's played by Michael Johnston, by the way, and she is played by Inde Navarrette, and that's the last I have to look over here and try to remember people's names. So he's really into her. She's pretty indifferent. They're part of the work group that works at a music instrument store, a strangely, and good for them, incredibly well-traveled and very popular music instrument store owned by Andy Richter, who was a surprise to see. And he really wants to tell her he likes her, but he's too nervous, and she's about to leave the job and go work somewhere else or go live somewhere else. And this is, it's now or never. You got to tell her. And in order to get his courage up, he goes to a metaphysical goods store and buys this little novelty, One Wish Willow, I believe it's called. It almost looks like a finger trap from the old days, where you snap, you make a wish and you snap it, and theoretically your wish comes true. His wish is that she loves him more than anybody else. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. His wish is that she would love him, this girl of his dreams, Nikki, would love him the way he loves her more than anyone else in the world. And he snaps that, and what do you know? His wish comes true. And the rest of the movie is the whole be careful what you wish for thing. The title is Obsession. It's supernatural to a degree. It gets more so as it goes along. It's very disturbing. It's a be careful what you wish for, but it really is more about how people wish that they would have someone to love them and be devoted to them and basically give up all sense of self for them, which is a very selfish endeavor, a very selfish ideology, and that plays out to the extreme in this film. It was really good. It's very, very shockingly gross and brutal a couple of times. It's just gross a couple of times, but it holds your interest throughout, held my interest throughout. It is funny at times. It is kind of a very dark comedy. And I saw this with a 4:00 show on a Sunday with a pretty full audience who was really into it. So this is a good movie to see in a theater. This is a good movie to see in a crowd. Utilized surround sound really good, which I would like to point out because not many movies really pay a lot of attention to that. Or at least when I'm in the theater, I don't really notice it that much. And when I do, I really appreciate it. I keep thinking that somebody behind me in the theater is making noise, and I start to turn around and I realize, no, that's the movie using its surrounds. Cast is good in this one. It's mostly a cast of people you don't know, cast of people I didn't know, which makes me just say, okay, these are the characters. Any quibbles for me on this one are minor. I feel like I wished, this reminded me of Deadly Friend. If you know, I'm not going to say beyond that, but it reminded me of Wes Craven's Deadly Friend in that somebody is doing something for sort of selfish reasons to a degree, and they find out that things don't always work out that way, and maybe it's better for someone to live their own life than to be your possession, essentially. I did wish that we spent a little more time with the Nikki character before she became obsessed in the film, so that you saw more of a contrast. You get about one scene with her, but wish that you saw a little bit more of a contrast between her normal self and her obsessed self, so you could really see that she's not acting normally. And I wished that maybe the main character wasn't such a tightly wound kind of weirdo from the start. It would have been nice to see a little bit more of their just casual, normal relationship before you got into her being basically lost in his fantasy. So very interesting film, very good film, worth seeing in the theater. Obsession.